Chiefs Kingdom, ACU Crew, Saturday night tailgate. Chiefs versus Packers. Tomorrow, Steve. Tomorrow. What's going on?
Prime time, baby.
Prime time, baby.
Yeah, what's going on, man? I've had a long day. Up and at 'em early today. Work today. Started to taste food a little bit today, which is cool. But then that made me eat too much, and then now I'm sleepy. So
right,
that's where I'm at. How's your day going, bud?
It's going. It's going. Actually got some Christmas shopping done today.
What's
Why
that?
not? Get it over as fast as you can. That's what I think. Dude, primetime game coming on. This is our last primetime game of the season, man. The Patriots are so bad they're gonna flex Mahomes out of primetime. So this is our last one. We gotta marinate in this. This is our last regular season primetime game. Unless they do it, I think the last game of the season with the Chargers. But by then, baby, we're in the playoffs. We're gonna be setting Mahomes. They really want to put Blaine Gabbert in primetime? I don't know.
He's going to get a whole quarter. No, I think it'll be a tougher game than people are expecting. It could be a bit of a little like a trap game if they're not careful. They have to be ready to go. I know the Packers have a lot of key pieces missing. And it's just Jordan Love, right? But I mean, Jordan Love's done fairly decent this year, given the rest of his team. They don't look terrible. I think the least amount of points they've put on the board this year is 10. They did that against the Vikings, but they've been scoring, and they've upset some teams. So
that's why they've been winning
with them for sure.
That's why they've been winning lately. They've been scoring. Their offense has created some chunk plays, some dynamic plays. This is why they've been in the win column. At the beginning of the season, they couldn't move the football. They stunk. But they got a lot of injuries, man. Aaron Jones is out. Are they going to be able to run the ball? Aaron Jones is out. A.J. Dillon's nursing a groin. He's nursing it. You don't want a big bruising back nursing a groin. Like, you just don't want that.
Maybe him and Jerrick McKinnon can just sit beside each other and rub each other's groins the whole game.
Yeah, those two need to just get together, groin rubbing.
Little rehab.
Look, get it over with. By the way, yes, McKinnon's been ruled out. That come out a few hours ago. At first, he was doubtful, questionable. They said he's gone. He's out. They have upped. They've brought up our boy Deneric Prince. Steve, we said earlier this week when we signed Keontae Ingram, we said, that might mean what's Deneric Prince doing? But look, they got faith in him. I think they're going to give him a little bit of a nod this week. I don't know if he'll get to play a lot. Maybe he gets 1 or 2 carries. Maybe he catches a pass. If he ever gets in the game, Deneric Prince has to show out. I think this is big for Deneric Prince. Maybe this is his time to shine. And if he don't do it, they're like, look, that's why we signed Keontae Ingram, right? Like, maybe.
Hey, man, this kid has to take advantage of any opportunities he gets. So
this is big for him.
I think he knows that. So I think he'll get it when he's in there, man. He'll do his best. But I saw what Ray said earlier. It's a little PP on the PP. You got P. Ryan, Pacheco, Prince. Yeah, a lot of PPing going on this week. So I mean, we'll see how that goes, man. But I think Pacheco's going to have another good day. That's the main thing I wanted to talk about with this matchup, Mike, is I know you have some key matchups you want to keep an eye on, and we'll talk about those in a second. But my main thing is like, do I think this game plan coming up that Andy Reid's put together for the Packers is still going to heavily involve Rashee Rice and Pacheco the way that they did last week? Because I think that's the direction this offense has to be in. They have to take a little pressure off of Kels. They have to take a little pressure off of everybody else. I think that Rashee Rice getting out there and being involved helps that. And then I think pounding the ball with Pacheco opens things up. So that's what I'm going to be looking for.
If we go away from the Pacheco early pound town, take them to pound town, Pacheco, my boy. Look, if they go away from that early, if they don't make it a point to get Rice involved early and often, and they just go away from everything we seen last week that started to click, I'm going to be super frustrated with Andy Reid.
Would it be surprising to you, though?
No, it doesn't, because
like something weird coming out.
I love Big Red, but he outsmarts himself 90% of the time. That's why he struggles so much on 3rd and 4th and short. He just won't hand it to the raging bull in the backfield with the Pro Bowl offensive line we've assembled. We got to do something crazy. But yeah, that's what I think, man. Speaking of running the ball, this isn't a big key factor, but I do think Pacheco does need to run. Look, every week it's a key factor. Pacheco needs to be getting carries. We've already determined this, but we've got to stop the run. I think that's the number one thing I want to look at on their offense. If we stop the run and force Jordan Love to beat us, Jordan Love's not horrible, but he's not an elite quarterback. At the same time, our defense has played pretty well this year, but you've seen in like week 4 against the Jets, we made Zach Wilson look like a Pro Bowl quarterback. So even at times when our defenses looked great, we've made some quarterbacks look better than they were. We make Aiden O'Connell look great for a quarter and a half. So you have to go out there, and I think we have to stop the run. Force Jordan Love to beat us for 4 quarters. You've got to stop. The Packers elevated James Robinson. They picked him up. They elevated a fullback this week. They elevated a fullback, Henry Pearson. So maybe they're planning on running the ball and grinding, ground and pound game on us. Maybe that's what they're doing. So I think the big thing for our defense, we got to run the ball. All right, we got to stop the run. And, well, we need to run the ball too. I'm just going to say that. We got to run the ball. They got to stop the run. That's not rocket science. That's an every week kind of thing in the NFL.
Yeah, it should be. Speaking of us running the ball, they have let up 3 100-yard games in the run game. Looks like they let up 105 to the Steelers, 156 to the Rams, and 115 to the Broncos. Other than that, there was a 78-yard game that the Raiders put up on them with Josh Jacobs. Yep. And other than that, they've been pretty consistent against the run. But I just think it's one of those things, man, with Pacheco. Like, he wears a defensive line down. Like, he runs so hard. Like, just keep giving him the ball. Eventually, he's going to break one. Eventually, they're going to try to cheat a little, and you can get some passes going. But that's my thing, man. Just back to the basics. Run the ball. Open things up. Let's do this thing. It seemed to it was beautiful against the Raiders, right? Which I know the Raiders aren't much, but I'm hoping they hit that tipping point, after that first quarter and a half of the Raiders game. It was like, hey, it's time to start executing, playing smart football, and doing this thing instead of all the little trick plays and all the weird stuff. Like,
right. Well,
I don't know.
They may not be able to do that. If you paid attention to the big thing that Green Bay usually has an advantage in up there, that's the weather and the elements. They're calling for cold, heavy snow tonight after 5 a.m. Mm-hmm. This could be a snow game. Hey, Patrick Mahomes is a snow guy. He's a snow game guy.
Yeah, he's a snow game
I'm not worried
guy.
about it. But look, that heavily favors, I think, us. That puts the run game as the first and foremost, and I think Pacheco, I like it. Look, I trust Deneric Prince to pound the rock 5-10 times up the gut. I'm telling you, I don't care. He don't have to move the chains. He don't have to be a first down. You just got to be the guy that just gets the ball moving 2-3 yards in key situations and gets us in 3rd and shorts, gets us in 4th and manageables if you need it at certain points on the night. But I think Deneric Prince, I trust him. I trust Clyde to a certain degree to do it. Clyde's looked a lot better in the past few weeks. Not saying I trust Clyde forever, but he's looked better the past few weeks. You've got Pacheco. We know how he can do it. And then, like I said, this puts it on what? They have a running back with a groin injury, and their best running back ever is not playing, Aaron Jones, and then James Robinson's coming up. I mean, James Robinson, he had some decent moments in his career.
But he hasn't done anything in a while. So
it's been a
little
worried
while.
About that. So look, the weather may not. The weather may help the Chiefs tomorrow. Maybe it takes the air out of the ball for the Packers, and we've seen that's the only reason they've won lately, is because the Packers can get some big plays. So maybe it hinders them.
I'll tell you what, this game does, like I said, the Chiefs can't come out flat. They can't overlook the Packers because it could be a little bit of a trap game because we got some big games coming up. But I'm not scared of the Packers whatsoever either. I feel like this should be a win as long as they, take care of business. That's all they got to do. But we appreciate you guys being here tonight. Make sure to hit that like button real quick. Help us get this pushed out to more Chiefs fans. Also, if you'd like to make a donation to the channel, here's your way to do it right here on the screen, since you can't super chat or anything like that. So please, if you'd like to support the channel, hit up one of those. Also, you can go to merch.allchiefedup.com and snag you one of these bad boys right here for the Christmas season.
Oh, yeah.
Check that out. If you use the promo code ACU Holiday, get 20% off. But definitely need one of those snazzy things for the holidays, right, Mike?
Yeah, I think they look pretty nice. They've been selling too.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people rocking the old Chiefsmas, the old ACU. Excited about it. Dude, let's get to another game point, shall we? I think a big game point today. And look, this is what's going to happen. They're going to come out and they're going to try to they're going to try to put Travis Kelce in the dirt like everybody's been doing. Double, triple, whatever they want to do. But look, this is the week Kelce's got to get it. He's got to get over it. He's seen this now for 3 weeks. Put up or shut up. Like, he's saying he's not, a lot of people are saying he's old. He's looking washed. He's looking a step old. He can't do it. Kelce needs to shut him up this week. It's got to be time. I think he's got to take advantage of their linebackers and their safeties. They did call up a safety this week, Savage. They've moved him back from IR, so he will play a little bit. But I do think Kelce can beat their line. I think that's a favorable matchup for Kelce. I think Kelce actually gets back in the dominant form this week, and I think Kelce will actually put up a decent game this week. I don't know if Taylor Swift's going to be at the game or not, but if she is, that seems to help him. I don't know what the correlation is. Maybe he's just trying to impress his woman, So whatever.
I think he's doing a good game. I mean, I'm sure he'll still see a lot of the bracket. One high, one low on him. They might even try to use Jair Alexander on him a little bit if he plays. Of course, everybody on their team is questionable, so I'm assuming they're all playing.
They're pulling our entire roster's questionable.
Yeah, so there's like 9 of them. But no, I would assume that those guys are playing. I don't see why they wouldn't. But yeah, man, I think Kelce could have a big day, and I think that using Pacheco and Rashee Rice, like we talked about, can be the conduit to Kelce having a big day, because those are the kind of things that we've got to get clicking. I'd like to see more usage. Apparently, he's playing this week. Kadarius Toney. Like, can we get this guy going? Like, I feel like when they try to get him into the offense, like they did a couple weeks back, he's playing pretty hard. He's catching the ball. He's getting yards after the catch. He's doing some good special teams things. Like, I mean, my thing with Kadarius Toney is like, he's so good and so can be so good. And it's like they don't use him half the time, and then he disappears for 3 and 4 weeks. Like, let's just make this guy play. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Right. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I would like to see that. I'm curious to see if Andy and the Chiefs are going to maybe, I don't want to say force the ball, but maybe try to script something nice for MVS going back to Green Bay. I kind of wonder, MVS has been taking some heat. Do you think they set up a nice little deep ball for him and try to force it out there to him a few times?
Yeah, just so he can drop one more time in Lambeau, right? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
At this point, I don't even give him those chances. I think that he's squandered most of those, in my opinion. I mean, I don't foresee them taking a whole lot of snaps away from him, even though they did drop quite a bit last week. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. I think he's proved what he is, and we don't need to game plan for him at all.
Right. So we've talked about how Pacheco needs to keep running the ball. They can't get away from him. We've talked about how Kelce needs to get back in the dominant side of Travis Kelce. Like, he needs to get back to being Travis Kelce. And I know it's hard when you're 34 years old and they're putting 4 and 5 people on you, but that's on Patrick at that point. If Patrick can't find a wide open receiver, and if his receivers are out there just running backwards and tripping over their own feet, and it looks like the Bad News Bears, okay, it's on the receivers. But when I think Ray brought it up earlier, I seen it in the chat. He said on that double flea flicker reverse, or the flea flicker reverse, Kelce had 4 guys around him. They had 4 guys on him, and Patrick still forced the ball to Kelce in the middle of 4. So it's like, look, there can't be that many people. What are they doing, rushing 2 people? Like, what are we doing out here? So either you're going to be able to beat them with your feet, or you've got to get somebody else going. But with that being said, do you think Rashee Rice follows up last week with another good performance, or do you think he kind of just disappears back into, I don't want to say mediocrity, but, back to his 2 plays a game where he gets 30, 40 yards and we don't look to him anymore?
It all depends on the game plan, dude. That's what I was saying. Like, are they going to continue to feature Rashee Rice? Because last week I feel like they did that. They were like, hey, let's get him out there and let's do this thing.
Even when he dropped, they went right back to him.
Right. Well, I mean, he's a young kid, man. Like, he's going to drop one every now and then. You can't get too down about it. You got to go right back to him. So, I mean, I think they have to heavily involve him. And I just think that you have to continue to do that. I understand that he's a rookie and he's not big on using the rookies. He might not know the playbook 100%. He might drop a pass every now and then, but he's proved far and away that he's the most capable, most talented wide receiver we have on this roster. If we want to get back and win the Super Bowl again this year, we have to have at least one receiver that we can rely on to get out there and make plays. And I'm tired of it being Justin Watson, because I do not want
you hate
my
Justin
season.
Watson, bro.
I don't hate Justin Watson. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that he would be in a position to where he's a guy that has to make big plays for a Super Bowl contending team, because he is not that guy. He is just not. And there's no knock on him, but he's just not. That's like picking out like I don't know, Cole Beasley. You know, feature him in your offense, or
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird to me, and I don't want to see it. I want to see them focus more on Rashee Rice. And yeah, I would like to see Kadarius Toney get some more balls. I'd like to see Skyy Moore get some more opportunities in the screen game. See if he can break something. See if he can find his footing. Once, you know, it's been a year and a half now. Maybe we can find a groove for this kid. Let's find somewhere he fits in this offense and is productive. You know what I'm saying?
Right. People's asking about the weather report. Tomorrow in Green Bay, it's supposed to be a high of 36. It's going to be cold. A high of 36, 60% chance of precipitation, 86% humidity, and wind at 11 miles per hour. 11 mile per hour wind, decent. It's going to be a little crisp feeling out there. I don't think that affects throws too much, but at the same time, just being cold in general. And look, they did say it was supposed to snow. I don't know if the precipitation's early. I was reading reports that said about 5 a.m. they was going to get hit pretty hard. So will they have it clean before the game? I don't know how they do it. Do they have a heated field up there? Do they tarp it up like the Chiefs do, like with the heated field? I don't know what they do. Surely the field at game time will not have snow all over it, I don't think. So I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. But it is going to be cold, and that's a different kind of weather up there, man. That wind cuts. I know Kansas City gets a little cold too, but
well, I hate to say this, and it's weird to say this about a Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes offense, but if it were to have snow on the field and it did slow down the pass game, is that really that bad for the Chiefs right now?
That's what I said.
You know what I'm saying?
If you force us to have to run the ball with Skyy Moore, if you force us to have to run the ball with Pacheco and let Prince get some carries and let Clyde have one or two, don't let Clyde have more than two. He ain't going to produce after that. But let him have one or two, and then let them have to do it with a guy with a groin injury, and then take the ball out of, you know, the receivers and Jaden Reed. That's another matchup. Jaden Reed, he's had a pretty good year out of Michigan State. Our boy Daniel Harms over there loved that guy. He wanted us to draft Jaden. Surprise, surprise. I'm surprised we didn't do it because it's another slot receiver. But we decided no. So, but he's having a pretty good year. He's going to be going up against the Warden, Trent McDuffie. I think McDuffie shuts him down. So absolutely. I think that was a big matchup, was Jaden Reed versus McDuffie. Let's see what happens there. I think McDuffie's going to win that one. But yeah, I think the snow and the weather, and like you said, force us to use our players properly now. You've got to pound the ball. Maybe Mahomes can't throw the ball 60 yards down the field weirdly. Like now maybe you can start setting up some screen game to Skyy Moore, screen game to Kadarius Toney. Get these guys involved a little bit. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to take a second to shout out some people. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Gary Holland, Brian Parrott, Julia Gulia, Ray, Annette, Jan Fried Gable in the house. What's up, Jan? Brenda Pike. All the good ones are here, man. Chief Kelsey's in the house. KC fan. Got a lot of you guys. Appreciate you guys being here, spending your Saturday night with us. Usually late Saturday night, it's not a big crowd. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight on the pregame. Yeah, and we're going to get to your questions and stuff as soon as we can. Mike, you want to talk about any more matchups before we go ahead and do some predictions and get to questions?
Any more matchups? Well, we talked about Kelsey. I think that's a good one. McDuffie Reed's a good one. The defensive line has to stop the run. That's a big one. Like I said, you got to be able to run it. You got to stop the run, especially if it's going to be nasty. Other than that, I think the big thing is our defense just needs to keep playing aggressive. I think Spags is going to have a good game plan, and I think you just need to confuse Jordan Love. Make Jordan Love beat you. If Jordan Love's going to go out and look like Brett Favre and you get beat, you get beat. But make Jordan Love do it. That's my opinion.
Man, first of all, Spags last week, his game plan coming out did not match up with what the Raiders had going on, and that's what caused a 14-0 deficit. Looked a little rough at first, but what an adjustment. And if you guys caught the last episode of what's the show called that the Chiefs do? I can't remember. On YouTube.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I can't think of it either.
Somebody say it in the chat because I can't.
Somebody will say it.
Can't catch it right now. I can't remember what it is. But either way, it showed them on the sideline. Franchise.
I'll get it.
Spags pulled all the defense over there and like gave them a hell of a speech, Mike. Like he pumped them up, got them on the right track, and they went back out there and kicked ass the rest of the game. Like Spags is just on point this year, bro. He's awesome. And I have no doubts that he's got a heck of a game plan that's really going to confuse someone like Jordan Love. So I would love to see like a big win for the Chiefs. It's hard to say that in this sort of a trap game. It's hard to say that at a game at Lambeau with that kind of weather. It's hard to say that, but I would love to see a big win. I think it's totally possible. Just really depends on if our offense gets up there and performs the way they did in the last 3 quarters of the Raiders game.
Yeah, I hear you. Our defense has been good all year. I'll give it to Spags. Like we're top 5, and we thought we were going to be up there. We thought it would take a little while to gel because that's the way Spags defenses usually do. But we've looked a lot better. Speaking of the defenses for the Packers, man, they're not a bad defense either. I think they rank 13th per PFF, something around that. They've got a couple good pass rushers. They drafted Carl Brooks out of Bowling Green. Pops liked Carl Brooks. He wanted the Chiefs to take a look at Carl Brooks.
Yeah, he liked him.
He's a guy that can get after. He's had a pretty good season. So they've got some guys that can get after the passer. I do think that we're equipped on offensive line to be able to keep them to not be so effective. I don't think. I don't feel like if you can hold, for example, like Max Crosby, he wasn't anywhere near 100% last week. But I mean, if you can keep Max Crosby off the quarterback, you can keep Carl Brooks off the quarterback. We've got a nice offensive line.
Yeah, so, I think Mahomes will have plenty of time. I'm not worried about that.
I don't think that'll be an issue. So I fully believe I think it's so simple that it honestly just comes down to so simple. That's what it comes down to. It's so simple. Like this is a game where we just need to put our 11 on the field versus their 11. Our 11's more talented on both sides of the ball. Just perform. 100%. Just go do it, and don't be cute. Don't be stupid. Don't turn the ball over. And that's all you got to do. You don't got to do anything special to beat this team, in my opinion.
Right. Hey, well, let's go ahead and get into the predictions. So while me and Mike are giving our predictions, make sure to throw your predictions in the chat. I always like to check those out. I'm going to go first today.
Do it.
I'm going to go first. I got the Chiefs taking this one 30-17. Like I said, I'd love to see like a bigger win. But I do think that this will be about where it's at, 30-17 Chiefs. I do think it won't be close necessarily. I think the Chiefs will get the lead early, and they'll keep a double-digit lead most of the game or the whole game. I don't think it'll be close, but I think about 30-17. I think the defense will play really well. They'll probably let up a garbage time touchdown or something like that, maybe, and that's what gets the Packers to the 17. But I do have Mahomes down for 296 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. And, of course, he'll be rushing as well. I'm sure he'll have his opportunities to get those 15-yard chunks here and there. So I think it'll be a good day for Patrick Mahomes. And I also think that Kelsey's going to have a good day as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I like that. I think it's going to be a little bit closer. I don't want to say it's going to be like within a score, but it'll be within a score. It's not going to be a score. It's going to be like more like
8 points.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhere around there, and I think the Chiefs will put it away in the 4th. I think it'll be somewhere. I'm going to have the Chiefs win 24-13, so they'll eventually get the 11-point win. They'll score late, put it out of the way. That's what I think. But I do think it'll be a close game throughout. I don't see a blowout here. I just don't. I refuse to see it because we don't do it. So
man, and God forbid you say it, because then they'll really show you up.
I know. I'm not doing it.
You'll get beat by the Broncos.
Right. I'm going to say 24-13, and I'm going to say Patrick has a pretty good day. I think Kelsey gets over the hump this week. I'm going to put Kelsey back in the century column. He goes for 102 and a touchdown. I'm going to give him the game ball. I think Kelsey's going to 102 and a tutty. I think it's what he does. I think our defense is going to look good. I think we're going to hold them to 1 touchdown and a couple field goals. And like I said, I think the field goals are going to be I think they'll get a touchdown early, and then I think they'll tighten up and hold them to field goals the rest of the way. That's the way I see it doing it. And, yeah, I could be wrong. I could be right. Who knows? Either way, I better not be too wrong because I don't want to lose this
Man,
game. I
I
just
think a lot of people in the chat's close to my prediction. I said 30-17. I'm seeing a lot of 31-17 from Richie, Chief Kelsey. Julia Gulia says 31-12. Everybody's hanging around that mark. 31-20. Brian Gales, 38-17. Ray. Seeing quite a bit here.
I can't
Shane
put the
Boring.
Chiefs.
What's
Look,
up, Shane? He says 31-17.
yeah, what's up, Shane? I can't put the Chiefs over 30. I'm going to tell you why I can't put them over 30. This could totally turn if you get a defensive score or you get some defensive turnovers, you put us on a short field. Maybe you get a special teams play here and there. But I can't put the Chiefs at 30 just yet because I've got to see the Chiefs commit to the run game, Pacheco, and they got to commit to getting Rice the ball. If the Chiefs go back out and start doing that same crap they were doing 2 weeks ago, you're never touching 30. You're not going to do it. Like I said, this defense against the Green Bay defense is not that bad. They're ranked 13th in the league. So they're a top half defense. They get overlooked a lot, but that's because when the Packers lose, the Packers can't score the ball, which is exactly our problem. So we got to learn to score the ball more. So I just can't put us over that 30.
I agree with that.
You don't agree
I
with
think
what?
the Packers have consistently scored quite a bit, like all year. Like their defense let up 34 against the Lions earlier this year. They let up,
That's a good team.
25 to the Falcons, 21 to the Patriots, 24 to the Vikings.
How is 21 and 24
Steelers.
bad performances though? In our day and age,
Hold on,
NFL,
wait.
everything.
If you let 23 points to the Steelers, who couldn't buy a touchdown,
But when are these
I feel
points
like the
coming?
Chiefs ought to be able to score 30 easy.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong per se, but I don't know if I agree with it 100%. Like I feel like their defense is a little sus. Like, yeah, they're top 15, but maybe they're not good enough to be top 15. Maybe they just had a couple good games, I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
So they're losing because of their defense, but their offense isn't scoring points.
Their offense is scoring points, is what I'm saying.
No, they did week 1. They scored 38 week 1. And then after that, they scored 24. They scored 17. They scored 20. They scored 13. They scored 16. They scored 10. I mean, come on. These dudes are barely putting double.
About?
I'm talking about the offense. They ain't scoring nothing.
24, 17, 20. Okay, yeah. There's like a little gap there. They had 20.
That's what I said. And then you look over the last 4 weeks when they started winning a little bit.
23, 29.
Then they put up 20, 23, 29. They're starting to score a little bit. But at first they wasn't scoring much. They scored week 1.
So they had 2 games where they didn't score 20.
The point is, the Chiefs are better. The Chiefs are better. Let's just not outsmart ourselves and let's take care of business.
Yeah, I'm with Julia Gulia. It's this simple. Do not drop passes. I don't care who you are. The Chiefs have got to get that one little thing wrapped up, right? And I think the way to do that is to not throw the ball to MVS. I think Patrick Mahomes learned that. Last week when Rashee Rice scored his touchdown, I think I saw Chief Kelsey mention this earlier in the chat. MVS was wide open on that play. And Mahomes refused. Like, he's not throwing it to him. I know that Mahomes will never say this, and I know, no one else will either. But I think at some point these quarterbacks are just like, I'm done with that. And I'm not so sure that Mahomes is going to go back.
I think it has to be one of those things where Mahomes has to be in a lot of trouble and MVS has got to be his last resort.
Pretty much, yeah. That's where I'm at with it. I think that's what it is. I don't think he's going to be looking at him first for anything.
We'll see. I just want to see. Again, this is asking for too much. I honestly think it's asking for too much. It's too much to ask Andy to stick to Rashee Rice for 2 full weeks. I really think it's going to be something where they don't. But let's hope they do. Like you said, I'd like to see Kadarius Toney and Skyy Moore get the ball in their hands quickly. Let's see what happens with those two. Let's not rely on Justin Watson and MVS so much. Right. I think that's your key. You can go to Justin Watson if you need to because, look, the guy wins. He wins on routes. I mean, he gets open. If you watch all 22, he gets open.
I'm not opposed to it. I was just saying earlier, it's just kind of sad if that's your dependable, like that's your number one guy that you really depend on is Justin Watson. That shows you the state of your wide receiver room.
How you gonna throw Dez up on the screen and just trashing MVS right now?
Because that was hilarious.
Trashing CVS.
Let me tell you.
Did you see where they were coming? Okay, it was after MVS drops the ball Okay.
MVS, get it right.
That week in practice, they're working on drop drills. So they're running through this gauntlet. They're getting hit with stuff, and they're trying to catch a football. They go through. Skyy Moore catches. Kadarius Toney catches. MVS drops the freaking ball in the practice drill.
Yeah, I saw that.
This guy can't catch a cold right now. Steve, you need MVS
right now. What do you mean right now?
Hey, you need his immune system. He can't catch anything.
He never has been able to, bro.
Hey, we thought he was enough to give $33 million to. Congrats, Brett Veach. He must have had something held hostage. Did MVS hold like Brett Veach's niece hostage or something? He's like, look, I want $33 million. I
don't know. I really don't understand that.
Hey, man, I'm having some eggnog for the first time this year. Look at this. I'm in the Christmas spirit, Steven.
I want some eggnog.
Christmas shopping. It's a little eggnog. This eggnog's not very good, by the way.
I've been wanting to get some. I haven't been able to taste much, but now it's starting to open up a little bit. I think I might go get some. I have found, let me see if I can get this to open. I found a little bit of a MVS action that we can take a look at. What?
There ain't no telling what this is.
Give me a minute. I don't even know if I can get it to work, but well,
while you're doing that, I'm gonna do this.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna do this. If you guys been following us on any socials, you'll see that yesterday we announced a partnership with FOCO. Everybody knows FOCO. They lead with merchandise. I was just at Walmart a few minutes ago, seen a little Justin Herbert bobblehead, flipped it around the back. It was made by FOCO. Pretty big. So yeah, we teamed up with FOCO. We're actually helping them push this bad boy. So if you're a collector of Snoopy Peanuts, check this one out. They released this. This is limited edition.
I watched the Charlie Brown Christmas with the kids last night.
Right. So check it out. You get Snoopy with the Chiefs gear on. He's got Woodstock ringing the bell. This is super limited. They've got this. They're trying to sell these right now. They're giving everybody that uses Chief stuff. I'm going to throw the link up. I'll throw the link up in the chat right now. You guys can go. It's very limited. They sell a lot of stuff. A lot of cool stuff, by the way. They're doing a lot of sales right now. If you use this link I just threw up, go through, buy some Christmas stuff. They kick back a little bit of money to us for affiliation. Not a lot. I think we make 5% per sale. Not a lot. But I will say this, and I'm upfront with everybody. I told them we wasn't going to promote anything we didn't like ourselves. And you know what? I like that. And by the way, I like this shirt too. They threw this one up. They said, hey, promote that for us. And I said, I will. Steve, they're saying all I want is for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. P.S. I've been good.
Heck yeah. I mean,
we've been good. Give us another one.
Of course, that's what we want.
Repeat that bad boy. So yeah, if you haven't, go over, check out FOCO, get some Christmas shopping done. Use that link we threw in the chat. I'll throw it up after this goes live. I'll put it in the description so you guys can click it. And yeah, man, helps your boys here at Christmas time. Pretty cool that FOCO reached out to us, Steve. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Okay. So I found MVS here. Maybe what we can do is like a little Giants. First of all, we get him the sticky stuff for his hands, right? And then, do you remember this kid? He also had to picture the ball as a roll of toilet paper to be able to catch it. So maybe that's what we need to do. Like we need to something that MVS can catch.
Why do you have to imagine it was a roll of toilet paper?
Because if you remember, he had really good hands, but when it came to football, he just couldn't catch a football. And they would always throw him toilet paper, catch everything.
Oh.
So he had to start envisioning it. So maybe like whatever MVS is good at catching, like whatever it is, whether he's hungry all the time, he wants some food or whatever we got to make him. Yeah, whatever it is. But we got to get him in this mode here, I believe. Like catch your toilet paper, MVS. Like maybe we need to have him see a team psychologist or something.
Yeah, Andrew, they do have him. They have a Mahomes bobblehead that costs $750. They've got some, dude. They've got a lot of stuff on there that I was looking at, and I was like, my Lord, you can't even get it. It's all sold out. Like people go there for like they already had a limited edition.
I've bought things from FOCO before. They're a good store. They're a good supply.
They had a limited edition bobblehead of Kelsey and Mahomes' 50th touchdown pass. Like they're selling that one, and I think it's already sold out. So like a lot of people go there, like bobblehead collectors love them. So I think it's kind of cool. They're going to send us, I think they're going to send us a Snoopy, Steve, in the mail.
Heck
so we might get to show everybody what the Snoopy looks like.
I actually do like that. I'm like, I know a lot of the younger guys out there probably don't care about that, but I'm sure like a lot of the people here in this chat, they remember them days.
I thought it was cool, man. It is what it is. I tell you this, I'm ready to read some comments. We haven't talked to the people much.
Let's talk to everybody. I've
Everybody
been
go
missing everybody. I ain't gonna lie. I've been,
go buck
down
wild.
and out, and that's
What's up, Shane? Shane, look at, by the way,
up, my
look at
man?
Shane's beautiful picture with Big Red.
I love it. I love it.
Being awesome. He said, has
Hey.
Pacheco had a snow game yet? I don't know. I don't think.
Didn't we have one? We had a snow game not too long ago, right? Was it Denver? But it wasn't like snow.
Yeah, there's got to be snow on the ground to have a snow game.
Yeah. I don't think Pacheco has played with snow actually on the ground, Shane. But
would that help or hurt Pacheco, you think? He does run mad at the ground,
don't matter.
angry.
I don't think any elements are going to stop Pacheco from playing 100% balls to the wall.
No.
That kid just is a big ball of energy, and he wants
play
to
through
win.
a hurricane.
Yeah, I'd put him up against a hurricane.
Yeah, I'd take him over the tornado or hurricane any day. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, glad you guys are here, by the way. We got 150 so-ish watching. We got 106 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that sub button, Steve. We're almost at 18K. I think we're at 17,996 the last time I looked. It was insane. Like, we were so close to 18.
We're getting there, guys. We said we were going to get to 20K, and we had our setbacks. Good Lord, everyone's tried to make us not get there with the craziness that's going on this football season on YouTube.
You can see it right here. 17,997. I can't get it to focus. I'm trying.
Hey.
17,997, baby.
Come on, guys. If you have not subbed, go hit that sub button. Help your boys out. We still got 2,000 more to go before the season ends, Mike. That's like
thinking about
5 games and some playoffs. So we got some work to do.
People threw the 20 on us, Steve. And here's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
we're just now at December. If you divide this up into monthly, you got to get 1,000 per month to hit 20K. That's 250 subs per week.
We can do that
by February 1st. I think we can hit it.
We can do it.
I think we can do it.
Especially with ACU crew here. They're always helping us out, shouting us out, sharing our stuff with their friends, family, and everything else. We appreciate that. It goes a long way. But yeah, we're going to hit the content harder coming up. I'm starting to get back on my feet a little bit, hopefully, knock on wood. And then, we're going to do our thing.
Yeah, Steve's been struggling a little bit.
Been rough. Been a rough November.
Dez says, you guys think KC should go wide receiver or left tackle in round 1? Honestly, I'd be surprised if they do either. They'll do something weird. They'll probably take like a defensive tackle or something. Who knows?
They'll do something random.
I would prefer the left tackle. I think you need to protect Mahomes. You need to get somebody there that you don't have to go year to year on. I would prefer the left tackle. The wide receiver, again, I think Rashee Rice is good enough to be wide receiver 1 here if you let him have time.
I think so too.
I think if he's wide receiver 1, you don't necessarily need to take a guy in the first round. Right? I think you can go second round again if you need to.
So after the season, win, lose, or draw, MVS is gone.
They're pulling somebody off free agency too.
No way MVS is going to be on this team next year.
If he is, massive failure.
So, like, if you get Rashee Rice into that what's considered a number 1 wide receiver role, just because he's like your main target, that's who you're going to give the ball to the most, that's who you're looking for. Maybe we can solidify Skyy Moore into that slot position.
You also have Kadarius
and help
Toney.
him out. Kadarius Toney can do a multitude of things.
Yeah,
I feel like Kadarius, if he's healthy and he's on the field, I feel like he's a lot more versatile than Skyy. So I feel like, but like, what if we could just, get Skyy comfortable in the slot and let him do that, and then get Kadarius Toney? I don't know. I feel like there's good things in the future for the Chiefs, and then if Justin Ross, I see where Cole's mentioning him in the chat as well. I mean, maybe he gets back and gets to play, and maybe they can start seeing what he can do, because they hadn't used him much at all. So before
that's kind of the thing about Skyy. A lot of people are like, man, you guys you love Skyy. You don't want to give up on Skyy. Well, I don't think you can give up on a guy like that.
A second round pick. He had a lot of talent.
You took him in the second round. This is only halfway through year 2. You've got this kid for 4 years. Like, we're not just magically going to cut him. I just don't see that happening. So could they trade him? I guess they could trade him or something. I don't really see Brett Veach doing that, but I think you just have to, you've got to take these 4 years. You got to take this opportunity to keep finding what works for him. And if at the end of the 4 years you can't find nothing that works, that's where you got to cut ties.
Dusty Moose Knuckle. Are you Justin Watson's cousin or something?
Wait, what take? What take are we talking about? The one where Steve
I don't know. I think
good?
I didn't say he's not good. I just said it's crazy to me that if your most reliable target is
Right.
Justin Watson, you have an issue in a wide receiver room.
I think if Justin Watson is considered your wide receiver one, your team's in trouble.
And if you
when it
think
comes
that's the
to wide
dumbest take
receiver.
you've ever seen, Dusty Moose Knuckle, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, we've seen a lot dumber takes than this, buddy.
Yeah.
There's a lot dumber takes. Go watch anybody else. You might hear a few.
Man, everybody's on the Skyy Moore's a bust train. You're right. Like
Everybody's
Casey
been saying that.
he's convinced.
They're
Lewis
gonna
is
keep doing
convinced.
it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not down on you guys at all for saying that because, I mean, so far, you can say it all you want, but God, I wish he'd prove everybody wrong. I wish they would just, like I said, I wish they could just get him into a position where he's comfortable,
But look, is he
where
now,
he can
Steve,
excel.
He now can't win, right? I think if Skyy Moore
He
comes
is in
out
a bad spot, right?
If Skyy Moore comes out for the rest of the season and has what 500-600 more yards in the last few games, what if he has a second half like MVS in the playoffs? I still don't think people's going to give him any credit. I think they've already made their mind up. And I think it's a little unfair because, again, I don't think you're using them properly.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What do I know? What the heck do I know?
Oh, man. I don't know. I think Skyy's just... like I said last time we were talking about this, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore, to be honest, because I think this is what it boils down to. You have to play to his strengths, and then if he still doesn't perform, then he's toast. You know what I'm saying? But right now, just throwing him out there and being like, "Oh, he's a bust. Let's not even take all of his snaps away." I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do with a second round draft pick that's only played for a year and a half.
That comes from a small college,
right? So I think you have to be a little patient with the guy, but they also need to use him the way he needs to be used. And then if he doesn't succeed that way, that's on him.
Can I have a little look? Let's just have a little what's this called? A little exercise, okay? I'm just gonna. Here we go. 9 targets, 2 receptions, 0 touchdowns. Year 1. Year 2. 7 targets, 2 receptions, 65 yards. Year 3, 24 targets, 14 receptions, 198 yards, and a touchdown. Year 4, 35 receptions, 500 yards, 6 touchdowns. You guys would have called that guy a bust, right? Skyy Moore's well beyond that in 2 years. Well beyond there, and you're calling him a bust. You want to know whose stats I was reading? That was the first 4 years in Kansas City of Joe Horn. Pro Bowler, the 7-time Pro Bowler, Joe Horn. I mean, come on. He ended up finishing his career with 8,700 receiving yards and 58 touchdowns. The Chiefs traded him after 4 years, and he goes to New Orleans and has Pro Bowl years, 5 and 6 years in a row. So you can't judge somebody by the first 4 years of their career and just say, "Oh, they're trash."
Right. Yeah. What's up, David? Good to see you, man. He said, you guys are confusing. You're down on MVS because he's overpaid and hasn't delivered. And you're down on Watson, who does deliver and isn't paid much. What gives? Okay, I'll clarify this. MVS is overpaid and hasn't delivered and will never deliver. He's never delivered his whole career. That's the story of MVS. So,
and overpaid is not even that's an understatement and a half.
Right. Right. So I mean that's just a check mark from anybody with a half a brain. Down on Watson. I'm not down on Watson. I'm only making the point that if your most reliable receiver is Justin Watson, then you have a problem in your wide receiver room. Do you think like any other team out there would have Justin Watson as their feature wide receiver? Maybe one, maybe two. I mean, this guy couldn't even stay on the Buccaneers team. So I mean,
look for what we.
That's
pay
all
him,
I'm saying.
Great.
I think he plays well.
Yeah.
So David, just to clarify, I do think that.
No, I'd rather have Watson any day over MVS
right.
for the contract.
Well, just
numbers.
like the amount of money that we pay Watson, I think he does deliver what we pay him for. But I'm just saying, like the fact that he's a focal point in the offense, that is just like a testament to what you have as wide receivers. That's all I'm saying.
Lewis says Joe Horn had something Skyy Moore don't have. That's called talent. Well, they discovered his talent in year number 5. And the Chiefs couldn't discover it because with the Chiefs, he didn't do nothing. He had 50 catches for, 600 yards in 4 seasons. So he might have had talent. Skyy Moore might have talent. But guess what? The Chiefs didn't find it with Joe Horn because they didn't use him properly. They didn't feature him. He goes somewhere and he shows he has talent. And now Skyy has played for a year and a half, and he don't have talent now. He don't have talent. I don't see how that's a thing. I just don't see how you can say that what I just explained with Joe Horn, for 2 seasons in Kansas City, his first 2 seasons in Kansas City, Joe Horn had 4 catches for 90 yards and 0 touchdowns. You guys would have sacrificed that guy. Like, come on. What?
Hey,
Whatever.
We got a Packer in the chat. What's up, my man?
Whatever.
He says, I don't even care who wins. I just need Jordan Love and Patrick Mahomes to give us fireworks show along the lines of 740 yards passing combined and 7 total touchdowns. Go, Pack, go.
Bro,
man, I don't think that's going to happen, my man. Just don't.
Me either. Can y'all put a dome on that stadium really quick?
Yeah.
You might get it. Hey, look, if the weather holds up, I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but I think both of those defenses are good enough that you won't see a shootout. I could be wrong.
Well, my thing is like, I think Jordan Love has played pretty admirably this year. Like, for what people thought he was going to do, I think he's overachieved. And I give him all the props for it. But I don't think he's seen a defense quite like Spag's defense he's getting ready to see.
Right.
So I think he could have a long day, man. But yeah, appreciate you being here. And it'll be a good game tomorrow. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else we got going on? What's up, Andrew? He says, did you guys see Andy Reid in another State Farm commercial?
Dude,
Love
I
it.
caught that.
What is it now? I don't know if I've seen it.
I caught it. I've seen it. Like, I just seen the last little tail bit of it. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I feel like he really he really laughed. Like, he broke character within the
Did he?
within the thing, and they kept it in there. But yeah, I don't know. Andy's a jack of all trades, man. Like, he is a gem, is he not? I think, has Andy solidified himself as the best coach of all time, in your opinion?
Not yet, but I do
Top
think
3?
like, yeah, for sure.
You think he's better than Don Shula? I know Don Shula's got more wins.
Man, to me, I feel like Andy's the GOAT. And the reason I say that is like, yeah, like Don Shula might have more wins. And what a lot of people say Belichick, but I think Belichick was just a dirty cheater half the time. And it's like, I feel like Andy's done things the right way.
Well,
he's a beast.
Belichick's a product of Brady. Like, if you take Brady out of the equation, Belichick don't win nothing. You're seeing it this year. Look,
man, they're bad.
Andy could win with a first-round pick that everybody said was a bust. Andy could win with quarterbacks that they called running backs. Andy could win with, whoever. Andy develops Patrick Mahomes, by the way. Patrick Mahomes don't come to the Chiefs.
I don't know if he's exactly Patrick Mahomes. I don't think people realize that, man. Like, we've had a lot of, like, I've seen a lot of chat going on about, there's some like Bengals fans basically throwing shade at Andy Reid, talking about how their coach is just as good, which is insane.
You're out of your mind.
Like crazy. They're like,
is there any more delusional fan base than Bengals fans?
No, they are the most delusional people in the world.
They are crazy.
But, no, they legitimately said that Andy Reid sucked so bad they ran him out of Philadelphia. And then that Kansas City fans tried to run him out of Kansas City right before Patrick Mahomes got drafted and saved his career. Like, if you think that's how all that went down, you are delusional. Andy is the winningest coach of all time in Philadelphia. He's the winningest coach of all time in KC.
Look, if Patrick don't get drafted in Kansas City, I was a firm believer that I didn't think Alex Smith had enough to ever get us a championship. But to be honest,
I don't know.
I don't say that right now. Looking back on it, I really don't believe it. I believe Alex Smith could have got us a championship here.
I think so.
If given a few
I really
years.
do too. Like, Alex was a different player with Andy. Andy made his career better.
I'm just telling you, Patrick Mahomes is great. And I think if you put him anywhere, if you draft him anywhere, he's going to be good. Put him in San Diego, not San Diego, put him in LA with the Chargers. He does what Herbert does. But point is I don't think you have as many wins and you have as many franchise changes. Like, I think you do turn into like a Justin Herbert, right? I think he becomes the guy that just puts up a lot of big numbers.
Or Joe Burrow.
Right. Well, Joe Burrow can't. Look, Joe Burrow has had the greatest wide receiving core of any guy in the past 3 years, and this dude can't even do what Patrick Mahomes is doing this year. With, by the way, his guys having the most drops in all of football. They're delusional. People are delusional.
Yeah. But no, man, Andy, I don't think people realize, there were a lot of quarterbacks Andy Reid made, like Donovan McNabb. He made Michael Vick's career relevant again after prison. Like Andy, he really elevates that quarterback. And I know a lot of people don't think Alex Smith could have got over the hump. And I'm kind of on that fence. I've always kind of been there. But I'm with you. Like looking back, like if Patrick Mahomes was never drafted to the Chiefs, thank God he was, though, because I love him.
Yeah, my God.
But if he was never drafted to the Chiefs and they would have kept going with Alex Smith there for a couple of years, do you think I do kind of feel like the Chiefs might have at least made a Super Bowl in those couple of years? I feel like the team was just good enough. Andy had that team where they needed to be. I understand Patrick gave them that extra boost and over the hump, but I do wonder how it would have went with.
I was always I thought Alex Smith done what he needed to do. I think he was the right guy for Andy and the Chiefs to come in and turn the corner here, get us in the right direction. For sure. He was good at, helping Pat in his first year. I never was impressed with him. I didn't think he took enough shots. And when he would throw the deep ball, he was actually pretty accurate and good with it. He just wouldn't do it. He was so convinced to just dink and dunk. He was so easily taken out. Of trying to get plays.
His year or two he had with Tyreek, man, he threw some great deep balls.
Right. So, I think he could have got there. I really do. In the time, I just wanted to see Mahomes. Once we got Mahomes, I thought Mahomes should have played first year. I think he would have been fine. I think he would have been fine, and you may have won a Super Bowl that year.
See, I can't get on that wagon. I think that sitting behind Alex and learning how to be a professional went a long way for Patrick Mahomes.
But Patrick Mahomes, look, when he played against the Bengals in the preseason that year when he was drafted, he was a different guy. You could see it then.
No. I agree. I think he was different, but I do think okay, if you take the rawness of Patrick Mahomes and you just toss him out there and let him do his thing, does he become a Josh Allen where he makes bad decisions and this and that? Or is him sitting for a year behind a smart, really good quarterback like Alex Smith that really took him under his wing and helped him as much as he could? I think that's maybe what gave Patrick the edge. I don't know.
I think he could have won. I think under this system, Patrick had it.
You think he would have won a Super Bowl his rookie year?
I think he had a good shot.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
If Mahomes would have been playing in the playoffs instead of Alex Smith, we'd have won a Super Bowl. I firmly believe that.
I don't know. You see, I maybe, but at the same time, I don't think Alex Smith really lost us any games. He was that guy that wasn't going to lose you a game. He just wasn't going to get you over the hump. Like other things had to go right. You know what I'm saying? Alex is that kind of quarterback, game manager. That's why everyone called him that. He wasn't going to lose you the game, but he wasn't necessarily going to win it for you either. So I think a lot of pieces had to fall into place for Alex Smith to win a Super Bowl.
Alex Smith was actually the NFL's most accurate deep passer in 2017.
Yeah.
You believe that one?
Yeah.
But he wouldn't do it.
Absolutely.
It's easy when you only, throw the ball down the field 4 times.
I don't know. I think he threw down the field a lot more that year than he had in years past.
I'm trying to find what happened that year.
Positive. That year was a let's see. What did we do? Won one game in the playoffs?
That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find the playoffs. No, 2017, they lost the first week to Tennessee.
Well, that was a cheating game, wasn't it?
So you don't think if Patrick Mahomes played there, you don't think we'd have beat Tennessee? I'm pretty sure that was the one where
that wasn't the forward progress debacle, was it?
I think it was. I think that's where he caught his own touchdown pass.
See, who was going to see? Even Patrick Mahomes couldn't have stopped the BS that happened that game. That was out of control.
I still think that I think we won a Super Bowl that year.
Another problem back then too, one big advantage that I think Patrick Mahomes had over Alex Smith is the fact that we had Alex Smith was stuck with a defense that was led by Sutton.
Yeah, Bob Sutton. He was kind
Yeah,
of trash.
and then we, now Patrick
Dude,
Mahomes gets the
we'd have
Spag
won a Super
defense.
Bowl. We'd have won a Super Bowl with Trent Green and Priest Holmes and Dante Hall and Dick Vermeil if you would have got
To get a defense worth of crap.
yeah, if you would have got rid of that fool that was running our defense then.
Yeah,
Dude, I tell you, we've had some pretty shady defensive coordinators, which is why we need to be happy for Spags, to be honest.
yeah. Hey, have a good night, Shane. We'll see you tomorrow night, man. We'll be on after the game, giving our instant reactions. Gary, what's up, Gary? He says, I feel like Alex Smith did a great job helping Mahomes grow. That's where I'm at with it, Gary. I'm with Mike. I do think that Mahomes could have came in and won right away, but I think it did him a lot of good mentally to sit behind Alex Smith and learn a thing here or there. And I think Mahomes would say that too if he was asked.
You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I feel like Mahomes would have been fine playing his rookie year. I think he had that much talent.
You think he'd be the same player he is today if he didn't have that year behind Smith his rookie year? I mean,
possibly.
he might be, but
yeah,
I feel like a lot of things. I feel like he could probably picked up on some things that are invaluable that year.
Did Alex
You know
help
what I'm
him
saying?
learn? Did Alex help him prepare every day as an NFL player? Probably. Did he help him show him some stuff on film? Probably. Did he help him learn defenses? Probably so. But you don't think
showed him a good routine or like
right?
a work
But you don't
ethic,
think he would have picked up on that? You don't think he would have had coaches that would have eventually got him there? You don't think you'd have? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm not arguing you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Greg Robinson was the DC I was talking about. He stunk.
A lot of bad DC over the years before Spags. A lot of bad coaches before.
Pops
Andy
was
Reid.
right though. Pops said Gunther Cunningham was great. Pops was a big Gunther Cunningham guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pops was a big Gunther guy. I like Gunther too. Gunther was he was one of those coaches that you don't see much anymore, man. He was just hard. He's gonna get you. You had to do it Gunther's way.
Man, we went through a couple years there, like the Romeo Crennel and Todd Haley, and man, Andy Reid was such a breath of fresh air, wasn't he?
I had a feeling, man. I knew it. Like when Andy Reid, he was Philly got rid of him. I text Pop and I said he's coming to KC, and Pop didn't believe it. He was in the middle of his Chiefs hate,
Who was before Todd Haley? He's like, was it Herm?
Yeah, Herm was there for a little while. Look, I like Herm Edwards, but he wasn't the greatest coach.
Yeah, and then I think it was Dick Vermeil and was Gunther between Marty and Dick Vermeil, or was he before Marty?
Man, I don't know.
I want to say it was before Vermeil. I could be wrong.
Look, you're starting to get back to a point to where we wasn't even old enough to comprehend football.
We were pretty young then, but I still remember. I do think I want to say he was before Dick Vermeil, and then Herm came after Dick Vermeil. That's just a guess, though, man. And I was young then, so I don't remember.
Look, so Marty Schottenheimer took over after the '89 season. When Marty took over, Gunther was between Marty and Vermeil. But when Marty took over, I was 6 years old. When Marty took over,
that's weird.
Put it that way.
Well,
so I grew up with Marty ball. That's when I started to recognize football.
I remember Marty Schottenheimer being the coach of the Chiefs. How old was I when he left?
Marty was here for 10 years.
Okay, that makes sense.
At least. Pretty sure it was 10. He left in 98. And then Gunther was 99, 2000, and then Vermeil came in 2001. I think he stayed around like 2005.
That's why I'm remembering all that then. I think
and then Herm come in after Vermeil, and he only stayed for 2 years, I believe.
Yeah,
then I believe it was Todd Haley, and then Crennel, and then Reid. That's how it went.
So, it went straight from Crennel to Reid.
So look, growing up, by the time I learned football, I was probably 6, 7 years old. That's when I was like just first like getting into it, obsessed with it. So it was Marty ball, man. And then in 98, I started high school. So my high school years, by the time I started high school to the time I graduated, it was Schottenheimer and Gunther. The year I graduated, I got Dick Vermeil for 4 years. Okay. And then I got the Edwards Haley Crennel. But yeah, good thing in 2013 we got Big Red because
Man,
Can't do it,
I'm
dude.
telling you, after Herm and Haley and Cornell, that was a rough patch, brother. The only saving grace of that whole like era was like Jamal Charles and Derek Johnson or something. Like
Do you know Herm?
there was lots going on back then, man.
Herm only won like 15 games, didn't he? I think Todd Haley won more in 2 years than Herm Edwards did. I think Herm only won 15 games with the Chiefs. And I think Todd Haley won 19.
Let me look. I'll look it up. Yeah. You're right. Okay. No. Give me a second. It's loading.
Romeo didn't win nothing. I think I could count on one.
Romeo was 4-15.
See,
Haley was 19-26.
19 wins.
Herm was 15-33.
Yep.
Dick Vermeil was 44-36 as the Chiefs coach. Gunther was 16-16. Marty was 101-58.
Hey, and for as much as you give, look, you dislike Haley, but look, Haley had 19 wins compared to Herm's 15 and Romeo's 4. And
I'm not saying Romeo was better.
Todd Haley
better
actually
than
won the AFC West one year. He won it in 2010, I believe.
I understand, but Todd Haley is a guy that can absolutely trash an offense real fast. I mean, look what he did to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Todd Haley kind of stinks, but did he end up he ended up playing like CFL or something, didn't he?
I remember I think he was the offensive coordinator for the Steelers.
He's just coached recently. He was coaching with like what league was it that the first round pick bust that we got at Ole Miss that Veach took? Oh, what's his name? I'm having trouble.
Breland
Speaks. Breland Speaks. The league he just played in where he had a pretty good year. I'm pretty sure Todd Haley coached in that league. I'm not for sure though.
Yeah.
Why did Brian Parrott says, who was the coach before Marty? Pro level trivia. If I'm not mistaken, before Marty?
Frank Gans.
Frank Gans? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Frank Gans.
Huh. After Frank Gans, I wouldn't know where to go. I'd have no idea. It would be Hank Stram.
I'm going to keep going back. I'm going to keep going back.
Hank.
No.
And then Marty.
There's
or
three,
Frank then Marty.
There's 4 between Hank Stram and Frank Gans.
Well, let me take a guess.
Yeah. No cheating. John Malkovich. I'll give you that. Not the actor John Malkovich.
I was going to say, what? John Malkovich. Okay, yeah. I know the name, but like I said, that was in the early 80s.
They also had this coach, I believe.
Marv Levy was here.
Yeah. Yeah. He also coached the Bills for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then Tom Bettis.
Not to be confused with Jerome.
Right.
Tom Bettis only coached like 1 year, though, or something, didn't he? So I don't even remember.
7 games. Dude. 7 games. And then Paul Wiggin coached. He went 11-24 in 35 games.
And then before that was Stram.
Hank Stram, yeah.
Yeah, Paul Wiggin took over for Stram.
So that's the history of Kansas City Chiefs coaches right
Crazy, Marv Levy, though. I always forget Marv Levy. But look, he left in what, 82? I was born in 83.
Dude, Marv Levy killed it in KC. He's 73-31. No. I take that back.
We only won like 30 games.
73 games, 31-42. He sucked. He's a 425 winning.
He had a losing record.
Yep.
Yeah. Our rosters between 78 and 82 wasn't nothing to write home about.
Andy Reid's a gem. Let's just put it that way.
He's got to have the highest winning percentage in KC history, right? I think he's got to be over 700, and I think Hank Stram was like 614 or something like that. 615? Hank Stram's winning percentage?
614. Andy Reid is sitting at 722. Andy Reid's a legend, bro. A straight up legend. Dude, I mean, he just is.
Pop said
he's 117-45 with the Chiefs.
Levy took the Bills to back-to-back Super Bowls.
That was him in the 90s, wasn't it?
Marv Levy, man. I remember him. I remember growing up watching him with the Bills. I remember seeing him on the sidelines.
It was just them and the Cowboys every year in the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you, though, when we started football, it was Marty Ball, man. Dad had me like watching Marty Ball. I was watching running backs and defenses play. That's what it was. There wasn't a lot of scoring, but it was a lot of Marty balling. Marty needs to be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. It's a shame that Marty's not in the Hall of Fame.
Man.
Wasn't we trying to do that? We was having the ACUs trying to get Marty to the Hall of Fame. Hey, let's make a T-shirt that says "Put Marty in the Hall of Fame, baby," and then on the back it say "or suck it."
That'd be an ACU type shirt.
Let's get Marty in the Hall of Fame. Come on. God rest his soul. Marty was a good man. Pops, he knows it. The Nigerian Nightmare. We were watching, man. Do you remember when this was a fun one. Do you remember when Marty, I don't remember what year it was. Was it it was in the 90s. They were him and Carl Peterson, the crook. Carl Peterson, boy, that was a GM, I tell you. When they drafted Greg Hill out of Texas A&M, oh my gosh, they thought they had hit the lottery with that pick, dude. I remember watching some Carl Peterson, man, and they thought they had just hit. You'd have thought they drafted LaDainian Tomlinson or something, as pumped as they were about Greg frickin' Hill, dude. I don't know. That's some wild times, man. Wild football times.
It's a good time to be a Chiefs fan.
Casey Van Ness, that eggnog's catching up to it don't have alcohol in it. It's just from a Kroger or something.
Yeah.
It's a Dean's or something like that, like whatever the milk company is. But yeah, Carl Peterson, he stunk.
Coke Geller says he was actually a Greg Hill fan. Sucks he was a bust.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I didn't like Greg Hill. I'm just saying, boy, they thought they had something, didn't they? Look, Greg, he had some days. I mean, he had some games.
Pop says Eric Vanover.
I've got to go. Look, I've got to take. I want to go find. I want to see what Greg Hill's stats were in KC. I'm curious because I know
they didn't even play him in his rookie year.
I don't think he did. He come out of A&M. He was drafted in '94. Yeah, he played in '94. He had 141 rushing attempts. He played in all 16 games.
Oh, did he?
574 yards. Year 2, 667 and a touchdown. Year 3, 645, 4 touchdowns. Oh, 4 touchdowns. Hold the phone, baby. Greg Hill, the man. And then he followed that up in 97 with 550 yards, 0 touchdowns on the ground.
Who's the biggest Chiefs bust of all time? Is it John Baldwin?
No. Todd Blackledge.
No? Well, yeah, I forgot.
I call Todd Blackledge.
Don't say Blackledge. You can't. That's not fair. Don't put him in the mix.
Don't take Blackledge.
Yeah,
but there's been a lot. Dorsey, the defensive tackle they took out of LSU, stunk. Breland Speaks, stunk. John Baldwin, stunk. Dude, so many.
Trezell Jenkins.
Trezell Jenkins.
Yeah.
Trezell
Who was
Jenkins.
The defensive lineman? And I want to say it was around Romeo Cornell years. They drafted a defensive lineman that they loved so much, and he was a big.
Talk about Ryan Sims.
No.
North Carolina.
I want to say it was Jackson.
Oh yeah, Tyson Jackson, I think.
Tyson Jackson,
another LSU guy, dude. Him and Dorsey, not very good. Glenn Dorsey, man. Dude, we've had a lot.
Right, says Sylvester Morris.
Sylvester Morris was kind of a stink. I'll give you that.
That's what Pop said too.
Dude, Sylvester Morris stunk. Let me think. Let me think a little bit. Ryan Sims, I didn't really like him.
Des the Gym says Brody Croyle, baby.
Victor Riley out of Auburn in '98 stunk, dude. Like I don't know. Like some people liked Victor Riley. I don't know. I thought John Tate was a decent pick. I like John Tate. Brandon Albert from Virginia stunk. Like he played decently well, but for a first round pick, no, I don't like it.
Chief Kelsey says Menace, Dawson, Morris, and Baldwin. So many.
Dude, I think, look, if you start looking about, let me see, 2010, you had Eric Berry, good one. Then you followed that with John Baldwin, stunk. But then you got Dontari Poe, who really, Dontari Poe was good, but he didn't live up to like big hype that we thought he would.
Right. He was a fun
Eric
player.
Eric Fisher, he was serviceable his entire career, but a number 1 overall draft.
He was not a number 1. What a terrible draft.
Default
to have the number 1 overall.
Right. And then D Ford from Alabama. D Ford never lived up to the hype. Marcus Peters was a great pick, but he's an idiot. 2016, we didn't get a pick. Then we had Mahomie. Then we didn't have a first-round pick in 18 or 19. And then we followed that up with Clyde. Good Lord. And then
Sheesh.
you got McDuffie, Karlaftis, and Felix. Everybody's saying Felix is a bust, man.
I think you gotta give him a little bit of time, man.
think you
I
gotta
think
give him
it's a
time.
big rotation to be in right now. A lot of guys are playing good.
Spags just come out and said that. He said, look, you got to give him a little bit of time, man. Look, Mike Dana's healthy, and Mike Dana's having a heck of a season. I called double-digit sacks on that boy, and he's doing it.
Yeah, love Mike Dana.
Yep. Y'all remember when we picked up, and this guy was a bust too. We didn't draft him. Do y'all remember A.J. Jenkins out of Illinois? How he was supposed to be awesome? And we picked him up, and I think he actually scored a touchdown in KC, but he stunk. I remember A.J. Jenkins. He stank. I like talking about bust, man. You get me into drafts and bust and stuff, and I'll tell you about it. But look, I ain't ready to call Skyy bust, Steve. I can't do it. Something in my heart says either. It's a little unfair at this point. It's just a little unfair.
I don't know what it is. Is it a gut feeling or what? But I do feel like he's going to prove a lot of people wrong eventually. I don't know when.
I'm waiting for the game.
Yeah, I feel like something's going to click. Like I said, I feel like if they can just find where he needs to be. Like, I don't think him as a player is bad. I just don't. I think it's just like, how do we get him in this offense?
I think he's got the traits that could make him okay. Like, you can't look at that guy and say he don't get open, because he does. He creates separation. You can just look at all of his metrics and it's there.
You can't say he's not athletic. He's athletic. Can't say he's not fast. He runs a 4.4, has a 1.3 burst, like 10 yards.
So then you're like, where's the disconnect? And is the disconnect that he just gets a little lazy on his route sometimes?
I don't know, though. He don't strike me as a guy that's taking plays off either. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the disconnect is. I do not know. But I'm with you. I feel like there's some kind of a gut feeling or something. Like, I don't think
I'm with Andrew, man. I just don't think it's Skyy's fault. I just don't think he's used in the proper place. Just like I said, look, I'll say it one more time with Joe Horn. He turned out to be great, but in 4 years in Kansas City, we'd have all labeled him a bust. And we'd have said he stinks, he has no talent. And then he goes to the Saints and goes ape for like 6 years. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, like Dad said,
Des, you're right, brother.
Huge jump. So like, this guy was playing at Western Michigan, and now he's playing for the Chiefs. It's been not even 2 seasons, and they're still not using him kind of like where he's comfortable. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We could be dead wrong. He could be the biggest bust ever.
1,000%. Look, he could end it with but look, he could suck for 4 years, and we get rid of him, and everybody says bust, bust, bust. And again, he could go to say the Steelers and be awesome for 6 straight years. So
you also have to remember that Skyy Moore is a second rounder that maybe could have been a third rounder, and he's only a year and a half in. So I think everybody got to chill.
I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. I'm just not. Look, the only person I like to hate on this team a lot is MVS. He deserves it. This guy, he talks trash. He makes us fuss over his name, and then he can't catch the ball. Come on, MVS.
I don't like to talk. I don't like being like that with any of these guys, and I don't dislike MVS like as a person.
No, let MVS have a good game tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, I wish he could just start catching the ball, because it's so sad that he's had 2 of the best quarterbacks to ever play football.
I'm speaking it into existence. Should I give him the curse?
Mike, he's had 2 of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL.
Come on.
And he drops balls way down.
Here's what I'm going to say. Tomorrow, Skyy Moore or MVS is going to have a day. I don't know which one. I'm going to put in the atmosphere that one of those 2 is going to have a day. And if both of them have a day, we're having a day tomorrow night.
100% right here, Mean Street.
Saying that all year, buddy. You got to put him in the slot and pepper him 12 targets a game.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see, man.
I guarantee it. I guarantee you he'd break some.
Julian Edelman, Wes Welker.
I think you got to give that kid the ball in space and see if he can create. Like, just going out there and trying to catch, 20-yard pass contested, I don't think that's his game. And that's what they've been doing. And it's weird. I think you got to give him opportunities to break plays, and I think he'll do it eventually.
Here's what I want to challenge anybody to do. If you got a little bit of time, go back, pull up some Skyy Moore. You can look at highlights, but you don't have to look at highlights. Go back and watch some games of him in college and watch how they used him. They did use him on the deep ball a lot. Like, he can make people miss. But look, the big thing was Skyy Moore would take short passes and turn them into long gains. That was his game. Just go back and watch a little bit and be like, do I really think he's a like, watch him and just see how he was used. And I just don't think a guy with his talent, like you can call that. But I will say, it's got to translate. For some people, they just can't do it. And I'm not going to keep giving them a pass over and over. I'm just saying, for me, I think it's a little too early. I don't know.
I'm not going to give him a pass if he gets, midway through next season and still looks exactly the same as he does now.
Dez, what are you talking about in the chat? Who's
What
got
do you do?
Peter? What? This is getting vulgar. Look, this is too vulgar. We're going to have to get out of here.
Hey, Seuss, this is a little harsh here. I love Dexter McCluster, by the way.
Ooh.
But I actually think Skyy's probably got more raw talent than Dexter.
I remember when we drafted Dexter McCluster. I was sitting
I liked him.
I was sitting in an old Charlie's having a steak and a baked potato right at the bar area. And it come across the screen and said, Chiefs draft, Dexter McCluster, Ole Miss. And I said, that's my boy. And everybody in the bar said, what in the world is this guy talking about? I was pumped for Dexter. I was a big Dexter McCluster guy.
It's all good, Jesus. Man.
Yeah, I like Dexter, man.
We'll see how it all plays out. So the game tomorrow night, I have it at 30-17 Chiefs. I would like to see it be more like 38-17. I want to see a more comfortable, bigger win. I want to see these guys put some points on the board. I want to continue to see Rashee Rice be a focal point in this offense. I want Isaiah Pacheco to get at least 15 carries.
How many? What are you predicting?
30-17. 30-17. Mm-hmm.
So you're predicting
I got Mahomes at 3 touchdowns.
Who's he throwing the 3 touchdowns to?
Pacheco with 1. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's break it this way. I got 3 touchdowns for Mahomes, 2 to Kels, 1 to Rashee Rice.
2 to Kels, okay.
And then I got a rushing touchdown for Pacheco and then a Butker. So go.
Gotcha. I got 24, so I got 3 touchdowns.
And that's still not right because that would be 31. So I don't really know what I'm thinking.
You must have missed an extra point. Don't curse Butker like that.
Hey, it's going to be a little cold. It's going to be a little wet.
Don't do it. 100%. Butker's having a season, baby. I got 24-13 Chiefs. I'm giving Kels a touchdown. I'm going to give 1 touchdown to either Skyy Moore or MVS. I don't know which one. And I'm going to give Rice the other one. Actually, is it crazy not to give Justin Watson the touchdown? Mahomes been looking for him so much, dude.
Well, Justin Watson's done a really good job of staying with the play and making himself available in the end zone. You've seen it 2 weeks in a row. Broken plays. And I mean, last week he got put on his butt and then he got back up and got open. The week before that, he just kept moving, with Mahomes. So, I mean, he's earned those.
Pop says 24-17. You know what, Pops? I had 24-7. Look, I had it written down on my sheet and I changed it to a 13. Look, I had 24-17. I changed it to a 13. So me and Pops, you can tell who raised me on football. We both had 24-17. I put it at 13. I'll tell you why. That defense is a dog, Pops. We ain't letting them dirty Packers get in the end zone that many times. We ain't doing it.
Right. No, hey, that's what I said earlier. I don't know why you went back to that, but
I was taking it off when you were putting that.
Oh, yeah, but no, man. I said this earlier. I think the Chiefs will control this game. I firmly believe they'll be double-digit points ahead the entire game. I don't think they'll blow them out, but I think that they will be in control. And I'm with you. I just don't want to see tight games against teams that don't warrant tight games. That's the one thing. The Dallas Cowboys, okay? Have you ever noticed they will beat the living crap out of inferior teams. They don't do it when they play good competition, but when they play besides the Arizona Cardinals, mark that game out. But when they play the Giants or they play another suck, they beat the living dog crap out of them. We never do that. We play down to everyone. And it just drives me insane.
Right. Well, look, the Packers got beat by the Raiders. We beat the Raiders. The Packers got beat by the Broncos. And, yeah, we did get beat by the Broncos once, but we beat them the other time. They got blew out by the Lions. We should have beat the Lions. If Kadarius Toney catches one of his 15 drops, we beat the Lions. So, they blew out the Bears 38-20. So that was about what we did too. I mean, I think the Packers are a decent team. I don't think they're great. I think they're a middle of the pack NFC team. The NFC team is just not a great conference. In my opinion, it's top loaded. There's 3 good teams. And to be honest, there's 2. The Eagles and the 49ers, I think that's the only one. I'll give Dallas. I'll let Dallas be the third team right now. I think they've earned a little bit over the past few weeks.
I do think I was talking about this. I work with a Dallas fan. I mean, the hardcore Dallas fan. He's from Texas, and we're always giving him crap. We have so much fun at his expense, getting them going about the Cowboys. But I told him today, I was like, look, man, they have 3 games coming up. I think it was like the Eagles, the 49ers, the Bills, or no, it might have been the Dolphins in there somewhere. I said, if they can win 2 out of 3 of those, I'll give them some respect. But until they beat a team that is equal to or better than them, I just feel like they just dog on crappy teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, Pop says they beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. Yeah, you're right. They did beat them on Thanksgiving. I forgot.
Well, the Lions are destined to lose on Thanksgiving. I don't think that was because of the Packers. I think it's because the Lions just cannot win on Thanksgiving. It would not be Thanksgiving if you can't sit down with your family and watch the Lions lose.
Right. Even Dan Campbell knew what he did. He called that fake pun or something on 4th down. He sucks. Dude, I don't know. Has there been any more of a... Are the Lions and their fans... Are they like this year's or the previous year's Bengals? Like, are they going to turn into the Bengals fan base that believe
I don't think they're that bad. I don't think they're on that level, Mike, but I do know what you're getting at.
Yeah, just a little undeserving with a little bit of success.
I don't necessarily like Lions fans, but I would never put them on the level of the Bengals fans right now.
Bengals are on the level of like, hey, who won that game?
They're on their own planet.
I was going to say, I'm going to throw them in with U of L Cardinal fans. Did U of L beat Florida State tonight?
Please I don't know. Let me go look. Let me go see.
That had to be the worst ACC championship game. Look, the Louisville Cardinals, by the way.
16-6 with 1 minute left. Louisville's going to lose.
Good. They deserve it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they're frauds. They played the easiest schedule ever created in football history.
Dude, I'll tell you.
And then Kentucky just walloped them on their home field. I
would die on this hill. I don't care what other division you're in, whether Big 10, Big 12, ACC, Pac-10, whatever. They're all delusional if they think it's the same league as the SEC. It's a different ball game. That's why you see teams like Kentucky beating Louisville regularly, but Louisville's a top 10 team apparently. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah. It's because they play garbage all year, man.
Yeah, they rewarded them for playing garbage.
A program like Kentucky, like they're always in that mediocre type. They're like 7-4 or 6-5 yeah, but look who they got to play. Like they're playing Georgia, Alabama, LSU,
Missouri,
Auburn,
Missouri had a heck of a team this year,
dude. Yeah, I mean they're just going through the ringer, dude.
Pops knows.
Good times. I remember the story.
Yeah,
Who day?
He almost got it. On the bright side, Ocho Cinco bought us ice cream. I didn't even collect
some Ben and Jerry's.
I didn't even want it.
Didn't even get your Ben and Jerry's on the way out.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Ocho Cinco and college football,
he said something about coaching for Kentucky.
He wants to go to Kentucky, be a wide receivers coach.
You know who else was rumored to go to Kentucky?
That would be sick.
Left? You know who else they were linking? They're talking about Stoops going to A&M a while back. Did you remember that whole story?
Yeah, but apparently the boosters didn't want it.
He's not going to go. But guess who they were talking about? They were really buzzing to come to Kentucky.
Who?
Prime.
Really?
Yeah.
Would he? I think he would. He'd come to the SEC. I don't know if he'd do it that quick, though. It might feel like he give up on Colorado after a failed year. But if Stoops leaves in the next 2 years, that'd be a good
they won, 5 games or something? That's way more than they won 4 the year before. That's still, 4 more games than last season.
Dude, you got to give them some time, man. Especially with the portal. That portal thing, man, it's ruining football bad. Like, it's just loading teams up, and, it's weird.
What about Alabama beating Georgia?
Alabama's a good team. Look, Alabama should be in. Texas just absolutely walloped Oklahoma State today, but
Oregon's gone.
Texas would not beat Alabama if they played again today. Look, they're 2 different programs. That's another thing that I don't like about college football. They take the weights of the losses, and if Alabama lose early in the season, they criticize them. You know what I mean? And it's like you start the season and you practice every day to get good by the end of the season, but they will crush you if you get beaten week 1.
It confuses me, dude, because there was actually a conversation where there was a scenario that if Alabama beat Georgia, that neither would make it into the finals. Or
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Why would you take the 2 best teams in college football out of the playoffs? Because they beat each other. You know,
I think they're
like
both in. I think you put Alabama, Georgia in, and I think you give it to Michigan
Washington.
and Washington, right?
What about Texas though? I think Texas deserves it too.
I don't think Texas is better than any of them teams, in my opinion. I'm going to take some heat.
Well, Oregon's done for. Washington beating
Oregon's
them kind of
out.
put them out, right?
Texas could probably beat Washington.
I don't think Michigan is as good as people think they are. Michigan's always one of those teams that beat up on everybody, and then they get in there and play an SEC team and get smoked, or they got beat by TCU last year.
Scott says Ohio State makes it, so that means Michigan and Ohio State gets in.
No way.
Yeah, I don't see it. Hey, it could. I'll be glad when we get to the 12-team playoffs or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, it'll be more.
That's going to be so much better. I'm so tired of doing this crap about finding the best 4 teams because look, the 12th team in the country could go out and get on a hot streak and win, and they deserve it. Let them have it.
Yeah.
Hey, when we go to the playoffs, I don't know if they're going to do, what are they doing? 8, 12? I don't know what they're doing. But when they go up, do you think Kentucky will ever get in it? I still don't think we can finish. We're not a top 12 football team.
Well, I will tell you this though. Since Stoops has taken over at Kentucky, they have managed to become a better team. Obviously, they're more competitive. They just now started getting over that Florida and Tennessee hump that they had struggled with for years.
Yeah.
So maybe now that they've cleared that hurdle, maybe it's on to maybe upsetting a team like Alabama or Georgia occasionally. And then you go from there, right? I mean, that's all you can do is keep building.
Brian Gale says, how about them Huskies? Let's go. Let's let the Warden Trent McDuffie's probably pumped right now.
I'll guarantee it.
Hey, I'll tell you, we're SEC guys, but I'm tired of seeing Georgia and Alabama win it. If Washington got in, I would like to see Washington. That'd be kind of fun.
KC fan, there's no way Georgia don't deserve to be in that top 4. There's no way.
What's Georgia got? 1 loss?
Yeah, to Alabama.
To
and I think that Georgia would wreck Michigan. They would wreck Washington. They would wreck Texas. Like, I feel like Bama and Georgia are the best 2 teams in there right now.
So who you taking out? You're taking out Michigan.
Yeah.
The Big 10 winner. You're going to pull out the Big 10 winner? You ain't pulling out the champion, the Big 10 champion. You'd have to drop Texas. I'm telling you, you got to drop Texas. They stink. They don't stink, but I just don't think they win. When did they come to the SEC? Next year?
I mean, Michigan hasn't lost. You can't take them out, but they're going to get beat in the first round. I would almost bet you that. It doesn't matter who they play.
Oh, my gosh. I just had a typo. I put in Texas SEC, and what's the key right next to the C?
Mike, what kind of weird stuff did you pull up?
I just seen a face full of I don't know what. And with that, I think I'm out of here, man. I think I'm done.
Oh, you need to run off? Yeah, have some alone time now?
I don't. I need to go to Y'all, this has been a crazy one.
You going to put Texas Sex back in the bar there and turn on some Kid Rock and have you a good time?
Dude, I'm going to admit this right now. I was driving home the other day from Lexington. It was 2 a.m. I'm tired. I threw on some Kid Rock, man.
No, you didn't.
I threw on American Badass, and I jammed.
Oh man.
I did it. And I didn't care.
Did your mullet grow a little?
A little bit, and I tell you what, I channeled my inner Undertaker, and by the way, that's Sad But True, Metallica. So you just rock with it, baby. Just rock with it. I can't wait to see my Spotify playlist next year. I'm going to secretly, look, don't tell Kayla. I'm going to secretly listen to American Badass every single day from here to next year. When she gets her Spotify playlist and Kid Rock's #1, she's not going to have a clue why. This could be the greatest prank in history.
It's funny that you're talking about this because someone was asking about my Spotify Wrapped, and this is what I sent them. No kidding. Give me 1 second. Hopefully you can see my phone.
Does that turn into the greatest? Oh,
I send them this.
I love it.
It literally says 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is Kid Rock. The top 5 songs are all Bow to Ball, and it says that my top genre, 100 million listens of Kid Rock.
Send it to me. Dude, I'm actually going to do that to her Spotify. That's my goal. I'm secretly listening to Kid Rock all night long. Every night when I go to sleep, I'm going to stream Kid Rock until I wake up. So it'll just sit there and just build. Dude, this is going to be the best year. I cannot wait.
You know what my top 5 actually was?
What?
I was going to give you a guess. See if you can guess
Your
out of my
top
5
5?
artists. Yeah,
You got I'm gonna say your number 1 artist was Sleep Token.
correct. Good job, Mike.
That was easy. Let's see who else. I think Jack Harlow's on your top 5.
Number 4.
Yeah, it's 2. Hey, you got to guess my top 5, and then we'll see who knows each other better.
Okay.
So I got 2 out of the 5. Let's see. Sleep Token, Jack Harlow. I'm gonna say. Oh man, I forgot their name. Beartooth.
No.
Ooh, I don't know. Then I don't know. I'm gonna stop
Mike,
there.
there's no way you're not getting my number 2. Come on.
Daclon Trio.
It's easy. No, it's so easy.
Is it a punk rock band or is it a metal band?
Michael.
Issues. Morgan Wallen. I really didn't know. You had Young Gravy in the Bring Me to the Horizon was who I was thinking of. Dude, I can't believe you had Young Gravy in the top 5, by the way.
Number 5, baby. Gotta love gravy.
What do you listen to?
That's
okay, let's see if you can get my top 5.
All right, let's go.
I got 2.
I'm going to go Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, he was in there. He was number 4.
What's the new kid's name?
The new kid.
Dang it.
On the block.
Yeah, what's his name? Parker McCullum.
Parker was on there. You got 2. Good job. Parker was number 2.
Let me see. Sam Hunt.
Dang, that was my number 1.
Oh,
it said I was in the. Listen to this. It said I was in
Mike,
the.
let me keep going. Let me keep going.
You're looking at it, aren't you?
How am I looking at yours?
I don't know. It said I was in the top 5% of Sam Hunt fans in America. And I said, why? Because he used to play for the Chiefs, baby.
Did he?
You know that? Yeah, he did. Yeah.
No, he didn't. No way.
Yeah, he did. He was at training camp with the Chiefs, and we cut him. And that's how he started his music career.
That's wild.
Yeah, I went and seen him in Nashville, and I was going to give him a Chiefs jersey that had his name on the back of it, and I didn't order it. I couldn't get it ordered in time, so I didn't do it. But the next time I see Sam Hunt, I'm going to do it. He's going to love it.
I don't think I can get the other 2.
Ray got it.
Hold on. Let me stop. I don't think this guy would be on yours, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot.
You've got 3 out of 5. That's pretty good.
What about Big Boy? Not Jelly Roll.
Big Boy.
The other guy, Luke Combs.
No.
I
used to listen to you, Luke Combs. I don't get into him much anymore.
Let me take one more stab at it.
There's a rapper in my top 5.
Really? That's interesting.
Number 5. It's not that
new or old.
You know who it is if you think about it tough. Like if you think about it really close, you know it.
I want to say Nelly, but that's not it. Let me think.
I wish it was Nelly. Back in 2000, my
a
Spotify
rapper in the
raps would've
top
been...
5? Is it Drake?
No. You want to give me a hint?
Yeah, give me a hint.
He also plays guitar.
It's not Lil Wayne. No clue, man.
He also sings.
Oh, MGK.
MGK.
Of course. Why didn't I knew that.
Shaker Heights, Cleveland, baby.
I should have known that.
West Side Cleveland. That's what's up.
I
don't remember who my 4th guy is. I don't remember who the 4th is.
Mike, I did pretty good though. I beat you.
You did. I knew
I know
Bring
you
Me the
better.
Horizon, but I couldn't think of their name, so I just quit.
You said Beartooth instead.
I was going to say, yeah, I said Beartooth, then I was going to say Issues, and then I was like, well, it's not 2019. So I don't know. But yeah.
Hey, you got 2, man. That's all that matters.
That was a fun little exercise we had there. Hey, speaking of, All Chiefed Up got the Spotify Wrapped.
We did. Let's talk about that for a second.
Can I give you the stats on the Spotify Wrapped? I wish I had it to bring up for you guys. We went up, our podcast on Spotify, All Chiefed Up in year 2, grew 188% the amount of followers we had from year 1 to year 2. That's insane. Our streams went up 108%. So we went from like 40,000 streams to 80,000 streams in 1 year. It was insane. This is the biggest one. It says your podcast had some of the biggest growth on Spotify of any podcast in the year 2023. You gained 335% listeners. So we more than 335.
We're the Joe Rogan of the Chiefs.
Apparently. It says, what a year. It says 1,143 people that listen to podcast have us in their top 10 podcast list. So about 1,200 people. In the top 5, 1,004 people have us. So we're getting down closer.
Top 5 podcast.
The top podcast of all. So 200 people. Number one. We're 200 people's number one. So we're nowhere near.
There's a lot of competition out there, bro. That's
a
pretty,
lot of competition, especially for being around a year.
I will take that.
Right.
Because
for a year.
We have most of our people on YouTube, really. You know, so
hey,
I mean, to do that.
By the way, this one right here was the crazy.
That one blew my mind.
United States was your top country, but we went from being heard in 19 countries to All Chiefed Up has now been listened to in 2 years to 68 countries. I didn't even know 68 different countries listen.
Read off that top 5 countries that listen to All Chiefed Up. What about that?
I don't have it in front of me.
It's the bottom of that, I think. I think it was like the United States, the United Kingdom.
Yeah, United States, United Kingdom, France. I don't remember the other two. It wasn't on that list. That was a different screen. Australia, maybe?
No, it was weird. But some crazy countries, man. It's cool. India was one, I believe.
India was one.
That's such a strange.
That was the number 5.
The Chiefs are the world's team. They're the world's team, man. Straight up. Because there's just like people listening in places you would never expect. It's wild.
Who knows? Hey, man, year 1, year 2. Isn't it crazy? We're almost at the year. We're almost to season 3 of the podcast because we always switch that over in February.
Yeah, I mean, come March.
You're right. We
will be doing this for 2 years, and that's wild to think, man. I feel like we've built a good group of people, and we've had a lot of fun in less than 2 years, man. Like this has been cool.
Well, like I said, the fact that FOCO reached out, that's kind of cool for me. I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty
18,000 subscribers. We hit that yet? Did we get some love?
Did we get it? Let's see.
Did we get some love?
Drum roll, please. Nope. We're too short. We're at 998. We'll get it. It'll be soon. But I'll say this. We're getting to 20K by February. That's what we're doing.
We got it. That was the goal. I mean, come hell or high water, and it sure came. We're still getting there.
Cole said just followed you guys on Spotify.
Appreciate that, man.
Give us that 5-star. Throw that 5-star out there.
Yeah, we're a 4.3 rated. Apparently,
some guy give us a 1-star. Some guy didn't like us and give us a 1-star. I'm thinking it's probably Lewis.
Lewis Cutbirth.
No, I'm joking.
How dare you?
I'm kidding.
Lewis is cool. Lewis is a little grouchy at times, but he's a good man.
No, it's not Lewis. Canijo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Did y'all do score predictions? We did. Steve O said 31. No, 30? What'd you say?
30-17.
Steve said 30-17. I said 20. What did I say? I don't even remember. 24-13. 24-13 Chiefs. So we both got the Chiefs winning. I got them by 11. Steve's got them by a little bit bigger.
Hey, Joe, we'll let you take the guess on this one. Guess which one was the singer here?
Cole says the one who gave you a 1-star is probably a Raiders fan. Probably.
Or it was like a member of Arrowhead Addict or something. Always a possibility.
That's always a possibility, huh?
Yeah.
Joe guesses Steve.
Joe, I'm sorry to inform you, but you're wrong, my man. I cannot sing. Mike's the singer. Mike sang in our punk rock band for years, and he also did country music for a while, and it was really good. Really good.
For a little while, I did. We got stopped by that nasty old virus that went around back in 2020. Kind of crushed that one.
Yeah, I was a drummer, man.
Yeah, Steve was a drummer.
I play guitar for your
crazy story, by the way. We were supposed to, when I started doing some country stuff, we actually got invited to open for, and I know you guys are going to know who these guys are.
Big and Rich.
Big and Rich. We were going to open for Big and Rich in Louisville on 4th Street Live, and some weird stuff happened, and then, the virus hit, and then we all just kind of quit, man. It prevented us from like having shows. It prevented anybody from buying anything. It shut everything down for like a year. And we were like, dude, I'm over it, man. We'd rather put our happiness somewhere else, and so we focused on the Chiefs, baby, because that's our
Man, yeah, I
life.
mean that really is kind of how it went, right? Like, man, Ray, I love drumming so much, and it's crazy because I haven't touched
Steve's not
a
got to
pair of
touch a set of
drumsticks
drums.
in
I've got your
years.
electronic drum kit in my storage unit. I mean, I need to get it out and bring it to you.
Yeah, man, I need to get back to it because I
Can I give
loved
it
it.
to you
It's
for
very
Christmas?
therapeutic. It's good exercise. Yeah, wrap it up and give it to me for Christmas.
Sweet.
For real, I would like to get back into it. I do miss it. Absolutely loved. Uh, Dude, Annetta says she was a drummer for a punk rock band too. That's
That's sick.
awesome.
What
Heck
drum?
yeah.
What band?
But
Was it a
yeah,
band that we know?
I do miss it. I do miss it. Not necessarily like the playing live, like out kind of thing. Like the older I got, the more I didn't like that aspect. I was more of like a studio create and doing the
Right.
records. I always like that aspect. I don't know if that comes from crappy anxiety or what, but I like I kind of like the studio aspect. Um, but man, I just love throwing some headphones on in my house and playing drums for
Dude.
an hour or two at a time. It's great
Right.
exercise and very therapeutic, man, for sure.
Yep. I grew up playing drums, and then I kind of passed that off to Steve when we got to be teenagers, and I picked up guitar. But dude, when I took your electronic drum set, man, I put it in here and I would plug it into my computer and just play for an hour, just listening to songs and playing. The neighbors could hear me on an electronic drum kit. Like,
Just little
keep in mind,
clicks.
there's no noise. I'm hearing it. They're hearing the clicks. That's how I'm going to town with some Kid Rock. And no, I'm joking. But yeah, I was just going at it, man. But it's fun, dude. I miss playing a little bit from time to time. I really do. Maybe next year me and Steve will put together a Christmas song like the Kelseys.
Let's
That'd
do a
be pretty
Christmas
sick, actually.
album.
We should do it for next year. An ACU Christmas album.
It won't get the number one on iTunes because Swifties don't
No.
know about us, but
Yeah. Daggone it,
we could
Swifties.
do it.
We'll cover a Taylor Swift song. Maybe that'll do
We're
it.
not gonna have $1 million production like the Kelsey brothers, but I bet you the songs will be better.
That's pretty. Yeah, I mean, dude, the thing I miss about playing music though is a little bit. It's because like we traveled a lot. Like we really did. Like
Yeah.
we were poor, we were broke, we were dumb, dude. We were driving to Pittsburgh to play for pretzels. But yeah, it was fun, dude. It was so fun, and you just meet so many cool people. Like we met so many cool people, and we met so many good bands. Like I remember we played Warped Tour. We got to meet we were meeting I don't know if you guys listen to punk rock or rock in general, but we got to meet like the guys from Against Me. They were awesome. We sat by
AFI.
AFI's tour bus and watched them play live one time. Dude, it's just so cool, like some of the people we met. And then some of the people that never were huge, man. I was thinking about this band the other night, Steve. You remember Cardinal Sin from
Yeah.
Minneapolis? And dude, they kind of sound like somebody I heard the other day. And I was like, dude, I realized that they took their sound. And I don't remember who it was because I was going to write you and tell you, and I was going to get your opinion on it. I forgot who I was listening to.
Yeah,
I'll
there
have
were
to
some
remember that
really,
one.
really good musicians that people don't know about, because one thing about the music industry that you learn once you get in it, you're either super popular and rich or you're you're struggling. There's like no in between, especially now in the streaming days. Yeah, it's a totally different thing.
Do you think? I think it might be tougher now, though, in a way. Because back in the day, you didn't have to like compete online. I mean, it's easier now to be discovered in a certain way,
I do think it's easier today by far.
isn't there just more competition though at this point?
No, not really.
It's
I
so
think there's always been that much
saturated in a
competition.
way.
It's always been that way. There just wasn't an internet for everybody to throw their stuff up on. But you have to also think, Mike, if we were touring nowadays, though, we would have cell phones with internet all the time. We wouldn't have to print out MapQuest
Traveling would be
directions
easier. I'll
for
give you that.
3 weeks in advance. I mean, it's totally different. It's a lot easier now. I do think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I don't know. It was crazy. Sometimes I miss playing music, and sometimes I'm like, don't miss that.
I do and I don't.
Yeah,
I think I miss hanging out with you and Slug more than anything, honestly. Yeah, back to football. Let's talk about football for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna get off here for the night because it's getting late. And yep. So the Chiefs are definitely gonna win this game. 30 to 17. Is that what I said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, what I always ask you this. I asked you this last week. Like, win, lose, or draw. What do you want to see the Chiefs improve on this week that's getting us that much closer to repeating as Super Bowl champions? Like, what do you want to see the improvement this week?
Run defense. That's number one answer for me. I'm not for sure what we are, but I'm pretty sure PFF ranks us, which, like I said, PFF grain of salt, 26th in run defense. So I think we could improve there a little bit. You've seen Josh Jacobs, tear us up a little bit there in the first half. But yeah, I think run defense. I think this is a game that if you can stop that run, I think that's big. Otherwise, I don't know. Cleaning up penalties, maybe. We've been saying this for weeks.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to happen.
I'm gonna stick with what I said. I don't know if it's actually an improvement, but I want to see them continue to progress Rashee Rice into a focal point in the offense, and I want to continue to see Isaiah Pacheco get 15 touches at least, whether it's carries or screen passes. Right. I feel like he's too much of a spark for the offense. Definitely got to get the ball in his hands. Get that energy's contagious, man, and Isaiah Pacheco has a lot of it. So. Yeah. That's what I want to. I want to continue to see the offense to progress and execute better. And I think with that, and the defense continues to improve, we're in the driver's seat to another Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, I think if you get the 1 seed, and I was talking about this today to some friends, if Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce get a bye and only have to win 3 games in a row to win the Super Bowl, I'll take those chances any day.
Me too.
I don't care who they play.
I mean, honestly, just get us in the playoffs. I'll take 4. Yeah. I'll take them over anybody. But yeah, I don't know. I think the AFC is definitely tougher this year, in my opinion. Way tougher than the NFC.
It always is lately.
You've got 3 legitimate contenders along with the Chiefs. I really do. I believe that Baltimore is somewhat of a contender because their defense is so solid and they can play run and they can ground and pound. They can shorten a game real quick. And against a team like the Chiefs that sometimes struggle to score, sometimes struggle to do things, you shorten the game on us and we're having a struggling day on offense, and that's could be a recipe for disaster. But I think Miami, dude, with their speed and their offense and McDaniels, look, Mike McDaniels don't get enough credit, but he's a good coach. He's a good coach. I don't know. He's like the ultimate players coach. He's just cool. He's down to earth. I like him.
Please tell me you saw the clip of him talking about getting kicked in the penis.
I didn't, but now I'm going to go look it up. No.
Okay, so one of the Raiders players went out of bounds and he thought he was going to get hit and knocked the other way, but he didn't. And the Raiders player kind of did a flip, and his cleat clipped him in the shoulder, and he was like, it knocked him down. And he looked at the Raiders player, like, "Are you okay?" He's like, and then he got on the headset and he was like, "I had to act like that didn't hurt." He's like, "It hurt like an MF." And he's like, "And I got hit in the, you know what?" And he was like, "And I feel like I'm going to throw up."
Dude,
Dude, so funny.
He cracks
so
me
funny.
Up.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of competition in the AFC, but like I said, I don't care who the Chiefs play. I think if they got to win 3 in a row to win the Super Bowl, I love those chances.
Right. Cole says, do you guys see McKinnon or Bolton coming back next week? I would hope McKinnon could get back. Bolton,
they'll take it easy with him.
One day. I think you leave Bolton out one more week. I don't think I'll rush Bolton back.
You definitely want Bolton healthy for the playoff run. So I think they'll take it slow with him, especially with Tranquil filling in as good as he has.
Canijo, I hope I'm saying this right. How much snaps do y'all think Tony gets if they even use him? I think Tony will go somewhere between 10 and 15. Steve says 5, but
I was joking.
I think between 10 and 15.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Kadarius Toney don't get 5 targets.
I can see them maybe forcing it.
They like when they kind of force it. Try to get him in the game plan early sometimes.
Right.
And I've noticed he's definitely a spark to the offense sometimes too. Yeah.
Yeah. When they try to force it to him, sometimes it actually works. He gets it going. We'll see. I would say how much Andy scripts him in at the beginning in his first 15, but we've seen that before, and then they just disappear. So who knows? I really do feel like Andy and them used the hot hand a lot. Like, I think Rashee Rice had a hot hand early, and they went to him last week. That was a good thing. But if it comes out this week and, Kadarius catches 1 or 2 early, I could see him looking, a few more times, but I don't know, man.
Sure, man. Hey, let's just hope for a good game. I want it to be totally in control the whole game, a good win, a good solid win. I want to keep seeing progression. That's it. we're getting to the time of the year where we got to start clicking on all cylinders and get ready to go out there and win 3 or 4 games straight and win the Super Bowl. So I want to see this. I just want to see the team keep going forward. I don't want to see any setbacks. I don't want to see any more Denver crap. I don't want to see any more first quarter of the Raiders crap. That has to be behind us, right? Like, we're getting to the point in the season where we cannot be doing that kind of stuff. We're in the driver's seat. We need that 1 seed. We're creating our own destiny. Don't get out there and screw it up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's time to execute. It's time to do it.
You think our boy Leo has a big game tomorrow? He grew up.
I actually almost said that I think Leo will have a good game. I was going to call at least 1 sack for Leo tomorrow.
He grew up.
I'm absolutely loving watching Leo come off the edge. I will say he's such a force to have on the defense when you can use him that way. Like, he's such a downhill player. He hits hard. He plays hard. He's always near the ball. I'm loving seeing the way they're using Leo this year, and that's how I expected them to use him coming out of the draft. And of course, you know, his rookie year, he wasn't used as much, and it was kind of him taking a big step into the pros and things like that. And I'm just thinking, I'm loving the way they're using Leo this year.
Right. Chief Kelsey says Chiefs have given up 25 points 0 times, Green Bay once this year. That's what I'm saying. I can't really see a huge high game, especially if the weather gets involved. So we'll see, man. I would love to see the Chiefs do it, but
right.
But yeah, we'll see. But yep, David says he's out here. It's bedtime. Yeah, I think we're about ready to head out too, man. We've been here for a while, but we haven't got to talk with you guys a lot lately. Steve-O's been sick, so
yeah.
Tonight was a lot better. Steve, you sound better. You look better.
I'm trying, man.
Let's hope you're on the back end of it.
Whew, I'm hoping so, man. It's been rough. I'm just doing what I can. Keep on trucking. So yeah. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. I know it's Saturday night and it's not usually a big crowd or anything, but appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Had a lot of fun. Good talking to you guys. Sorry we got a little sidetracked and talked about some random stuff, but you know, it happens from time to time. If you have not clicked that like button yet, please do that on your way out. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you would like to support the channel, please check out Nightbot in the chat. He'll tell you how to use Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, whatever to donate to the channel. Also, you can go to merch.allchiefsup.com, grab you one of these beauties right here, the Merry Chiefsmas sweater. You're going to want that for Christmas. A lot of people have been wanting it for Christmas because it's selling really well, so make sure you get one of those and get it soon. That way you have it in time for the holidays.
I need it.
But yeah. Also, patreon.com/allchiesedup. $10 a month. You get bonus episodes every week. A lot of fun over there. It's a little bit different format. It's pretty fun. We've enjoyed it, and I think the people that are over there that are members would say they've enjoyed it as well. So if you haven't done that, do that. That's an easy way to support. $10 a month there. And hopefully we'll get this thing on YouTube back on track in January, and we can get this rolling the way it was. But for now, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Keep growing as well as we can. We appreciate everything you guys do for us and appreciate your all's time watching our channel and hanging out with us.
Right. We'll be back tomorrow after the game. It'll be a late one, so we may not go too long, but we'll definitely get on after the game. We'll talk about Chiefs getting the big win over the Packers.
Heck yeah, baby.
Talk about.
Be here. Be on the lookout. Let's have some fun.
Right. Go Chiefs.
All right. You guys have a good night. Go Chiefs.
Goes aside from my soul.